See you. Thanks for joining us for our Mount Juliet Monday. Mount Juliet's Chief of Police James Hambrick. I don't even normally I would start off with some a little comic relief, but after having a cow on the loose, I got to tell you, I don't know how to say it other than, do you know what you call a cow's knees? Burger joints.
All right.
How about that? Go tell your corny dad joke. But hey, take a few minutes and give us an update, and be sure, if you would, to mention the traffic pattern change or whatever for Golden Bear Parkway. I assume that's construction related.
All right. I do know that, excuse me, the first thing is good to see everybody, and hello to everyone. We, first thing about the Golden Bear, East Division at Golden Bear, it's going to be shut down beginning at 9 o'clock tonight, and I'm glad they're doing that at PM hours, and it's going through 10 o'clock, I believe, the next morning, or 8 o'clock the next morning. But there are other ways to navigate to get around to, you can take Curd Road to get that way if you're on the north side, or if you need to go down to 70, that's another option. When that's a Curd Road, you can come out Curd Road from out by the post office, or if you having to go through even Woodridge, that's a possibility. But you could navigate back around through Clemens Road back to East Division that way as well. But near the East Division, near Golden Bear, we'll through West Wilson Utility, they'll be working in that area. So that particular area be shut down.
Thank you for the update.
And we when you talk about the bull, that was a statement there. And when the email came out, I laughed because one of our officers always has something that he brings up, and so his response said, "This message was brought to you by Omaha Steaks." So, we had a little fun. Glad everything turned out the way it did without no harm to the bull and no harm to any individual. One of the things we're bringing out, I know Captain Chandler's done some news feeds on, and that is our 100th stop or 100 impact of the ALPR, our Guardian Shield. We reached the 100 mark, and I'll let Captain talk about that.
There you go. Hey, need a side of beef? Call the police department.
Yeah, right.
Hey,
Mr. Bull.
I'm glad you mentioned the Guardian Shield thing, because it could be that it was just reposting or something. But I think I saw something on social media, and I probably don't know how to pronounce it, but I'll say Wrecker, REKOR, Wrecker Systems, the Guardian Shield. And this was just in the last few days. I saw where it said Mount Juliet has selected them, and it seems to me it's been in place for a long time, or been working on it. But was this sort of a trial thing, and it's Wrecker Systems? I'm probably, however you say it.
Yeah,
Recor.
it's Recor. They say it Recor. So they've been our vendor for a while. I think what we're seeing is some advertisements they're doing.
Okay.
They're just trying to target local agencies. So I think we're just seeing they're using us part of that advertisement.
Okay.
You may have seen in the Lebanon Democrat that the city of Lebanon is now wanting to go with the LPR system. And I believe they're speaking with Recor too. And we, of course, would want them to go with our same vendor simply because, we did the testing and we decided they were the best vendor. But two, the connectivity is so much better. So, we can connect into their systems and get the alerts if a vehicle is in Lebanon. So that gives us kind of an awareness about what's happening. So then we can be on guard should it enter our city, and then vice versa. They can access our systems too for the alerts. when we got into the LPR game, there was a company that was the heavy hitter, but their systems performed well or did not perform well during our testing. And we're starting to notice a lot of cities that went with the previous competitor now going with the company that we're using, which is Recore. And they've just been really awesome. We've had some very strong security issues we wanted to ensure that were taking place to protect data that's collected through the system. Some checks and balances that we wanted in place, and they put all those features in place prior to us going with the system, and we just think it's best for our community to protect that data. We recently there is a push from other cities like larger cities like Metro Nashville, and it's interesting. You can see within their own government, there are groups that are for the system and groups that are not for the system, and they're trying to compete against each other. And I felt like there's been some moments where we've been kind of pinned in that, whether different elected officials have contacted us, including one of their staff members contacting us requesting all of our license plate data that we collected since the inception of the system. Well, we only retain our data for 30 days, but we got with our city legal and looking at other case law that's out there, and we denied that request, meaning it's a secure system. It may not mean anything to y'all, but it meets the criminal justice information system safety that's in place. And simply, we as a police department, as officers, I can't even access the data unless it's a criminal investigation related to an investigation. So if someone simply wants to, I want every license plate that was scanned, they just can't simply get that because I can't even access it, nor does the system have the capability to produce such. But I think they were just trying to use that in their argument of the, trying to lean people towards that it's some type of big brother system and I can even access the plate data that's there. But we will continue to ensure for our community that the data is protected and within the law as far as we can.
With the switch over to Atlas One, does Wilson County and or Lebanon use Atlas One as well?
So Wilson EMA used Nixle, and Nixle bumped up their pricing too, and I don't believe they renewed their contract. Lebanon was brought in on Nixle on our previous contract structure, meaning they grabbed Lebanon and got them in on their low pricing. When their contract expires, I'm sure in 3 to 5 years, they will be on the new pricing plan, which they try to put us on. That was just so extravagant. So right now, no, there is not one agency on any one system. It's not ideal, but sometimes we look at different efforts that we have, and we have to really just take the lead in our own community to ensure our community has something. On a side note, we are working with Wilson County 911, which again is a separate entity from even the county government in a way. They're county funded in a way through the phone taxes that are in place, and the county mayor appoints the board, but they kind of really operate separately. But Wilson County 911 is looking at a reverse 911 type system that would be accessible to all the different agencies, which Wilson County 911 would pay for. And that's something that no one has in the county, and that would be unique, but that would be used for, serious events where they can trigger an alert where it calls everyone's phone that's in the general area and calls their home phone. And basically you get a recorded message from Wilson County 911 with whatever activity may be taking place. But as far as you go to Lebanon, they have their own thing. County, I'm not sure. County sheriff, I'm not sure what they use. You come to us, we have our own thing, and it's all kind of all over the place. But on a side note, Mark, that's not uncommon. We all operate off of different radio systems too. So if there's an emergency and we're having to work with local agencies, it's not very easy to talk to a county deputy from our officers. There's ways to make it happen, but it requires some patching and different things. City of Lebanon, about I would say 4 months ago, they went with a new radio system that does connect to ours. It's the same type technology, same that Metro Nashville is using. And when you look at radio systems, they're all across the board, but there's a standard for public safety. It's called P25. It meets 25 different standards to ensure public safety agencies can talk together. We were the first in the county to go with that type system, connected with Metro Nashville. And of course, now City of Lebanon is on the same system where we can easily speak with them. But, some other agencies aren't quite there yet.
How long is the contract with Recore Systems? Is that a 5-year contract?
No, we just did 1 year.
Well, everybody that I know, and I don't use the word everybody very often, but I would say everybody that I know that we talk about, sign up again.
Yeah, absolutely. There were some initial issues on the front end, and it's just not as simple as a simple text coming to someone's phone, but it requires people to download the app and make sure their app's updated, right? But it provides so much more information. Just like the missing bull, we were able to put a map out that showed the perimeter where we thought this bull was at. We can send photos through it and continue to do updates on it, and it automatically updates on our different platforms, which is helpful from us because when an alert does come out, only one person is sending that alert, right? Typically me. Or if I'm not available, there's other people that are trained to do it, but it takes time when you have to post that stuff on different platforms. So when you have one platform that does it, and it does it to all, it's a lot easier to get something out that you can continually update throughout the event.
All right. Anybody got any quick questions? While I got you real quick, Tyler, I have to ask, how's school going?
Like my school?
Yeah. Aren't you back in college now?
No. I'm back. I'm teaching it now. So yeah, it's the content expert I am is apparently juvenile delinquency. So that is the class that I am building right now for Trevecca's new criminal justice program.
Okay.
But I'm blessed to have that opportunity. Trevecca is a wonderful school. There's a lot of people in our community that have Trevecca roots, which I learned with finishing graduate school there. But it'll be an awesome experience. And in August, my class actually starts with students. So that'll be neat to see. So if you know of anyone that's interested in getting a criminal justice degree, point them towards myself or Trevecca, right? Give them a little plug. But no, it's a great opportunity and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, we're proud of you. Yeah. If anybody has anything, be sure to put up your hand, Marla, kind of keep an eye on it. But this group will be the first ones other than Marla and Tyler and Chief that know about this. But please mark your calendars right now while you've got it for Tuesday evening, March the 3rd. Details are being worked out as we speak, but I hope that each and every one of you will join us.
March the 2nd, Mark.
What did I say? March the 3rd? March the 2nd. It's a Tuesday at 5:45. We'll have a moment of reflection and remembrance at the clock tower. The public's going to be invited. Grab your mask and join us at 5:45 for a brief reflection of the event of the tornado 1 year ago. So be watching for that. We'll have something out on social media. Different folks doing it. But does anybody have anything else? I know you're getting ready to go into budget year. That's always fun for you gentlemen in your department. Commitment seems to be there. And I think it was kind of laid last year where you had a plan of, you're not going to be catching anybody by surprise, I don't think this year, on your needs for new officers. And am I somewhat correct on that?
Sure. We've identified the multi-year plan, whether it's 3, 5, 10-year plan down the road. As we go out into the community and look at everything that's being built, when you drive around the neighborhoods, the Harringtons and the different communities, new developments on Central Pike in that area, South Side, man, that whether you're looking at the townhomes, apartments, or residential single-family structures, not only are they being built, but they're being inhabited. And then, so as we go along, one of the things that our personnel, we don't want to get behind in being able to continue a great response time that we have for our citizens. And, through the pandemic, we haven't been able to do the things that we would like to do to keep our community engaged in who we are. And when I say that, I mean, we have through addition to in budget positions and through the transition of other members to other agencies or whatnot, we have a lot of new faces. We have a lot of new faces. I know all of us look the same, with the masks that we're wearing, but we have a lot of new faces, and we want our community to know us and know who we are. And so we don't know how yet. I've been thinking about how can we get our community to see our officers and know who they are, because we have members now that have come from San Francisco, have come from Chicago and other places, Cincinnati area, that are now employed with the Mount Juliet Police Department. And we want our community to certainly know who our officers are and who represents them and cares for them in the city. So that's a challenge through this time, but we're going to work something out, because we have some good men and women that we feel that have made great additions to our city, and we want our community to know that.
Well, you're not going through anything that I'd say to you that people will likely understand. Our businesses are facing the same thing, our neighborhood, our ball teams, our schools. I promise you, there are probably hundreds of kids in the school system that, because of the way things are, they don't even know the names of their own classmates that they're likely to graduate with someday. So businesses want people to know about the products and services they have, and other business people want to meet each other. And it's a challenge because we just can't, it's a challenge to even be in the same room together. And people don't look the same walking down the aisle in Publix when they got their mask covered, I can tell you that. So anyway, well, thank you guys for what you're doing. Thanks for joining us and keeping Chamber folks in touch. It's great to see everybody. Does anybody have anything else for these?
Mark, I have some good news real quick.
We need it.
Yeah. I ran these numbers. We always get that question too with Guardian Shield. Is it preventing crime? What is it doing? And we can't particularly point towards the system as preventing crime. What we do know is the criminals that enter our community, we're intercepting them and taking them into custody before they can commit more crime. But looking at the main reason we went into Guardian Shield, which was our vehicle thefts were up significantly, where they were targeting unlocked cars and finding the keys and taking the keys and driving those cars away, but also our theft from those vehicles that were unlocked, where they were finding guns and different items in there. But comparing the past 6 months compared to last year's past 6 months, our vehicle thefts are down 36%. And then our theft from vehicles are down 48%. Us amongst the police department, Chief and I were talking, it feels like the system's working well and keeping crime down and doing what it's supposed to do. But when we actually run the numbers, it shows that the crime is down. And of course, during an environment where we're hearing from neighboring communities how their crime is up related to certain things, murder is out the roof, apparently up 36% in Nashville. So thankfully we don't have that problem here, but crime is kind of all encompassing into one when it's going up. And it's nice to see that the reason we really wanted to get Guardian Shield was to drop these numbers, that they are actually down and drop, because the main reason they were commuting into our community, the only way to get here was by a stolen car. And now we're knowing that they're here in those stolen cars, and we may not catch them every time, but we certainly chase them out of the city. So they're no longer here to commit harm to our community.
Well, that's pretty impressive. I think that kind of speaks for itself. If
Sure.
Two people get in a stolen car and come out here and want to steal another car, you can catch them both at the same time. But plus somebody's car doesn't get stolen. So yeah, one time somebody gave me one of those, I've only had it one time, a little 5-hour energy drink, and I took it and we're going to walk around in a cave or something later on. Hey, did that help you? I'm like, I don't really know, because I don't know how I would have done without it.
Sure.
But nothing, I mean, it's kind of the same thing, I guess, in a sense. Well, you don't get to record the crimes that don't happen, but thank you for keeping the bad guys out of here. It's almost fun to watch when you see what's happening. And, when there's 3 or 4 of you all over one, got a pretty good idea of what's happening.
You have an idea of what's going on. That's it.
The little update, but
Right.
remarkable job. And I applaud you for not waiting around on everybody else to get their act together. Just go do the right thing, keep doing the right thing.
Sure.
Know that you got an army of supporters behind you. So we appreciate what y'all are doing. If nothing else, until the next time, maybe you go out and lighten the load for somebody a little bit today. Have a good day.
Take care.
Blessings.
See ya.
Bless.